those. What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I'm actually recording off of my brand new phone. So if the definition in the picture looks a little better than what it normally looks, that's probably why. Um, so I'm coming with you guys today with Sakuyamon. But this is Sakuyamon before the ST22 comes out. So I really have not done anything with the deck yet because, of course, I'm waiting for the structure deck to come out. And then once the structure deck comes out, I will be changing the deck from what it looks like currently to definitely what it's going to be once I get the newer cards. And I will be definitely more so focusing on Sakuyamon due to, of course, my recent videos where I've talked about Mastemon and the whole situation I've been dealing with Mastemon. So hopefully you guys do enjoy this. And like I said, it is just going to be a setup before the Sakuyamon stuff comes out in ST10. So if you're wondering about ST10 stuff, you just have to wait till at least next week for me to focus on ST10. So starting off with the Digitama, 4 copies of Vixmon from EX2. That is right up to go into the main deck, and we're going to look at the rookies, which are 4 copies of BT10's Renamon, 4 copies of BT17's Renamon, and then 4 copies of EX2's Renamon. From there, we're now going to go into the champion level Digimon. I am running the 4 copies of BT19's Kyubimon, as well as 3 copies of BT17's Kyubimon, and then 3 copies of EX6's Kyubimon. No, EX2's Kyubimon. I'm sorry, EX6's. EX6 is a whole completely different set. And there was no Sakuyamon stuff in there. So that's Kyubimon. Then we're gonna go into the level 5. I have the 4 copies of Taomon from BT17, the 4 copies of Taomon from EX2, and the 1 copy of Taomon Ace from BT19. And then that's it for the level 5s. For the level 6s, there is the 1 copy of Sakuyamon from BT17, because that's literally the only one I have. And then the 1 copy of Sakuyamon from BT19, because she's limited to 1. 2 copies of Sakuyamon Miko Mode from BT10, and then 1 copy of Sharingan Burst Mode Ace from BT17, and 1 copy of EX4 Sharingan Ruin Mode, because I only have 1. Alright, and then that is it for the level 6s and the level 7s. And then we're going to go into the Tamers, because I want to do the option cards last. I'm only running 3 copies of Rika Nanaka from EX2. And I should have more Rika Nanaka than that. Oh, because I'm sorry, there's 2 each. Rika Nanaka from EX2 and Rika Nanaka from BT19. I'm running 2 of each. And then for the option cards, I'm running 2 copies of Yellow Memory Boost, 2 copies of Yellow Scramble, 2 copies of Physical Training, 3 copies of the Defense Plug in C, and the 1 copy of Digivolution Plug in S. Which I'm not surprised that this card is not in the structure deck. The structure deck, because it is completely powerful with how it is in the structure deck. So, yeah, I probably have not touched this deck in a while, but you obviously will know that I will be definitely taking a different approach to it once the additional stuff comes out in the next starter deck. Because starter deck, structure deck, I guess they're one and the same if you honestly ask me. But yeah, there are pretty much going to be a lot of changes to this because of the newer cards that are going to be in it, which a lot of them are a lot better. Definitely more so I'm going to be continuously trying to figure out the Digitama situation because I love EX2's Vixmon. EX2 Vixmon has basically been used in Sakuyamon X since the beginning. Once a turn, during your turn, when an option card of a cost of 2 or more is played, you get to draw 1 card. So it's basic draw power, and how this deck utilizes multiple option cards. You cannot stray away from how powerful this Vixmon can be. But the new Vixmon is actually really good. So how would it favor in? I don't know, but maybe a 2 of, as opposed to maybe 2 or 3, depending on the Vixmons themselves. But I really am going to have to sit down and take time to really look into everything and then build the deck accordingly. Because I am only buying one structure deck because I feel like it's only needed to buy one deck. And just mix and mash everything. Because I don't need multiple Sakuyamon X's or multiples of reprints of cards that I already have. So I think it would just be easier to just focus on that. And that's why I'm not really too much of in a rush to go and grab everything from Amethyst Mandala. Because Amethyst Mandala, I have majority of the cards already. I'm just picking up extras and then things that I didn't already have. Which itself included is most of the cards that are in it. Then from there, let's go into the rookies. EX2's Renamon is just basically what most of these Renamon here are going to be. They're going to have the on play, be able to reveal top cards of your deck to then do the certain actions to add cards into your hand. EX2's is the top 4 to add one of the evolution line in its name and Arika Nanaka to your hand. While the inheritable is that when an option card is played with a cost of 2 or more, you gain 1 memory. BT17's, because I'll do it in order since they're like gonna do in release anyway. BT10's Renamon is a reveal top 4 cards to your deck as well, but she'll add a plug-in option card or a yellow tamer to your hand. So this will also help you get out your deck for your plugins, but also get into your tamer as soon as possible. And I think at that time it was just any tamer because they were using any variety of tamers, to be honest with you. But I still feel like this is a really good card for the deck because you're going to get any of your Rikas that you're running with ease, as well as your plugins. And plugins, when it comes to Sakuyamon, are a definitely 100% good addition because they do help you not only speed up the process of your gameplay, but will help you fix the crevices of things that you need to be fixed. Especially considering the fact that we will have a plethora of cards coming in thanks to ST10 that we're going to be using on. So maybe this is an option that you would like to run, but I'm personally going to run it because I want to have that addition. The next one up is BT17's Renamon, which is another searcher, but it does the top 3 cards instead of 4. You search for any of the cards in the evolution line, a Rika Nanaka, or a card, or an option card with a cost of 2 or more, and then put the rest at the bottom of your deck. So, another searcher that can get your evolution line pieces, but she can also get Rika or a option card. And the fact that she says Rika or an option card does help out there as well, because you can get the option cards that are 2 or more, use them in conjunction with this Renamon. And you also have to remember a lot of the abilities of cards are going to be bringing a lot of these Renamon back to the board, so you can easily take advantage of that too, especially with stuff like the Yellow Scramble, which I'll talk about later on. So that's it for the Renamon. We're now going to talk about the variations of Cubimon that I'm running. This is also a very strange one as well because I'm only running a handful of the Cubimon that are in the basis of this deck. More so, I am only sticking with the ones that have basically the ability to search out cards just like their Renamon pre-forms, and then being able to then help out with the additional things that I don't have access to. So EX2 is going to be the EX2 Cubimon is the only one that's here searching for something. When digivolving, reveal top 2 cards of your deck to add 1 option card with plugging in its name among them to your hand. Place the rest of them on your deck in every order. And then when an option card of 2 or more is played for her inheritable, when the option card of 2 or more cost is played, one of your opponent's Digimon gains -2 KDP. I mean, that's just to run stuff over. But the main purpose is that you're going to be able to search out for things. The inheritable is what it is. It's just an inheritable. I'm not really going to drag on anything with that. Cubimon from BT17 is, of course, if you do not have a Rika Nanaka in play, you play a Rika Nanaka from your hand, while BT19 says if you have one or fewer tamers on the field, then you play a Rika Nanaka from your hand without paying the memory cost. Basically, any of these will play Rika Nanaka and help you play Rika Nanaka as soon as possible, so you can benefit from Rika's effects. The inheritable for BT17s is a simple when you play an option card with two or more, one of your opponent's Digimon gains security attack -1 until the end of their turn, so it slows down processes there. While your Cubimon from BT19 is another DP reduction, and that DP reduction is for 2K DP as well when an option card is played. So at least just helps out with things as well. So these two basically have the same inheritable, but these two have a similar ability, and this one is searching for your cards. And that's kind of how I just staggered around too. I didn't want to overwhelm the deck with too many things I didn't want to have to deal with, because the deck's already thinned out for what it has the access to then. Talmon are up next. And, well, because of the limitations on the ace, that's kind of where the ace itself just stands as being the one of. The Talmon from EX2 is a Rika Nanaka player without paying the memory cost. Her heritable is another DP reduction of 2K when an option card is played. When attacking one of your... I'm reading the Talmon ace. She's the one that has the Blast Evolution, and on player when Digivolving, you may play one single color option card with a cost of 5 or less from your hand without paying the memory cost. And if your opponent's turn, when your opponent's Digimon gains minus security attack -1 and can't activate their when Digivolving effects, that's really helpful too, and abusable. And not to mention the DP reduction when it's attacking, so you can get over blockers and style out cards and stuff as well. The Talmon from BT17, the when attacking once a turn, if the Digimon has Sakuyamon in its name, you may play one option card with that has plug-in in its name, or a yellow card from your hand and reduce the cost by 2. This is basically just to help you play option cards with ease in Digivolve, or mess around with the Digivolution line, so you can go from Sakuyamon Miko mode or Sakuyamon into various options and abilities, and then have stuff like Shine Greymon Ruin mode come out and play as well. The thing about it is if everyone knows, this is the one that can be combined with the Chaosmon Valder Arm, because of the whole evolution sources and all of that shenanigans. So it makes perfect sense. And still, a bit wrong in most cases, because the ability to play an option card without having to pay the memory costs. Let's go. Or no, with a reduction of 2, which at that point most of the plug-in option cards are going to be 0. Which still, really good setup. Then from there, I am going to move on into my megas, which I'll just, cut the cord with these two. Only because I had the money, and only because, well, that one was cheaper. If you cannot afford to get a Shine Greymon Ruin mode, then yeah, I would suggest Shine Greymon Blast mode Ace, because it doesn't do exactly what the Shine Greymon Ruin mode does, but look, your wallet can be that flexible, and if it is, well, congratulations. Pretty sure it would have too. So that's it for that portion of it. I can just take it out, which I have the idea of doing that. Sakuyamon Miko mode, Sakuyamon from BT17, and then Sakuyamon from BT19 Sakuyamon and BT17 Sakuyamon. Draw power, manipulation, option card play, and then Sakuyamon Miko mode digivolving into her previous forms, so that the player can use their abilities. With the combination of abilities that are already being played in this deck, it's definitely good. a roundabout way of just playing with your option cards and with your combination of cards so that you can force your way into victory. I really don't have much else to say about this because, like I said, majority of this is going to be changing, and I really don't know if I still want to stick out with Miko modes, but it depends on how these Miko modes work. Next up are the Rika Nanakas, and going into the Tamers, I decided to play one that will give me a memory jump as well as being able to help me out with my option cards, while the other one is going to help me search out for cards and put them into my hand. And then when cards are played, I'm going to gain a memory from suspending card. That's pretty much about it. And then let's talk about all these option cards. Because why? Well, these are going to be the bread and butter. Because most of the effects in this deck are going to rely on the option cards that have a cost of 2 or more. Majority of them are, some of them are plugins, some of them are not. Gain memory. Search out for your Search out for your Digimon. Play a Digimon. Digivolve a Digimon with a lower cost. Pop it so you can play your Renamon from the trash without having to deal with the issues. Physical training, being able to search out for cards and add them to your hand, while also being able to pop it to reduce the Digivolution cost of cards so that you can easily swarm on the field. This came in for the reboot and the blocker ability, and this is here for the Digivolution factor. But mind you, it's still at 1. So that's literally it for everything that is attached to my Renamon deck, well, my Sakuyamon deck. And this Sakuyamon deck, of course, will be changed as soon as the new decks come in. I have somewhat of an idea, but I'm never really 100% sure. I just wanted to give you guys a look at what it's going to look like before I do the next one, and then I'll give you a video of what it's going to look like after, and that's going to definitely be before the end of December. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Like, comment, share, sub. Description box below has all my socials in it, and I'm going to catch you guys next time. HPJ signing out. Take care.